Yeah, I suppose we wouldn't give us much of a prayer there with 15 minutes to go, but just disappointed there was a bit more injury time because we thought there was an after the stoppages in the second half. But look, obviously, I suppose lucky enough in the end to get a draw, but disappointed the game didn't go on for another couple of minutes because I thought we had a bit of momentum near the end. I don't know, I just thought on the day we got no breaks in any shape or form. You know, we tackled, we turned over ball and it seemed to fall into Cork fellas' hands. They were far hungrier than us and far, sharper around the breaks around the middle third of the field. That was the key thing. You know, if you did the stats on the kickouts, we were well beaten in primary possession. So we were living on scraps, and when we did get a bit of ball up, we looked dangerous. Obviously, Paul coming in made a huge difference in the last 15 minutes, and we started picking up a bit more of the breaks and getting a bit more ball in. But look, just I suppose happy enough to get the draw in the end, but a bit disappointed, as I say, that we didn't sneak it.
Jack, were you disappointed to make early changes in your midfield pairing?
Well, Mike Kirk picked up a horrendous belt to the eye there early on in the game, and his vision was impaired, so he's a fine shiner now inside in the dressing room, so that necessitated a change at half time. And obviously I suppose Seamus wasn't going at full pelt either, so young Welch had a big influence there in the game in the middle of the field for Cork. So, it necessitated a couple of changes, yeah.
Jack, there was a bit of confusion in the stands among supporters with extra time. Were you aware that the game was going to stretch?
Well, there's only extra time for first rounds or preliminary rounds. This was a semi-final.
How different, Jack, would you say the draw here was this year compared to last year? Would you say you were further on and better prepared this year?
Sure, I suppose you're the experts, you can judge that. It's a very good Cork team, obviously, no question about it. But I think, the game will bring us on as well. It'll bring both teams on. That game will bring both teams on. But I just felt on the day, Jesus, nothing was right for us. We gave away a couple of awful scores there in the second half. One for off the ground, which was not as clear cut as the referee thought it was, and another one for David Moore hopped it twice. Both of them were points, like they were killers. They were easy points, like, and we were fighting an uphill battle after that, but we battled away. I mean, people that thought that there was no battle left in this team or no fight left in them were mistaken, because there is. And we look forward now to the replay next Saturday. Obviously we're up against it, with the replay up in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, but we still think we're in there with a fighting chance, and it's a great game for both sides. That must have been the best championship game of the year there, and it's a game that'll bring both sides on.
Jack, would there be a chance of Paul Galvin to start the replay?
Well, problem with him, the ankle wasn't his biggest problem. He picked up tonsillitis during the week as well, so he didn't tug out in any shape or form for the last, I'd say, 17 days. 17 days ago he injured his ankle, and we were hoping to try out the ankle during the week, and he picked up tonsillitis, so he was weak. So we were lucky to get the 15 or 20 minutes that we got out of him.
What about, you were talking there about breaking ball. The half-forward line wasn't effective today, and you brought Kieran Donaghy out. Was that to get more ball in to your inside line, or? Well,
there wasn't much point having him in there if we weren't getting ball in, and we just brought him out for a while to try and change it around, yeah.
Tomas, you switched him second half, Jack. You got more out of him, probably in his natural environment. Yeah. In hindsight, as you all know, hindsight is a great selector, but he was left half back.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, sure, look, it was easy being expert afterwards. Killian Young did extremely well, and Paddy Kelly in the All-Ireland final. Yeah. And did quite well in him today, so we just needed to get Tomas into the game a bit more. That was the reason behind that.
One last question from me, if you don't mind. Brian Sheehan, has taken some criticism in the past. I mean, he did great in general play and plays balls today. Yeah,
absolutely. That's the ability we've always felt he's had, and he nailed a couple of great frees in the first half. They were pressure frees because they were not easy frees, and kicked a great score from play and played very well in general play. So that's great, and we just feel if we can get more ball into our forwards, we're there with a great chance. All right, class.
Thanks.